voters as they were coming into the stadium ahead of the service.
Chris Van Cleef for us. Chris, thank you very much. We're going to turn now to New Hampshire, where tonight police are investigating a deadly shooting at a country club. One person was killed, several others injured. CBS's Lilia Luciano is in Nashua, New Hampshire, with the latest for us. Lilia, good evening.
Good evening to you, Tony. It was a 23-year-old suspect who was arrested and charged with second-degree murder tonight. Police say they are investigating a motive, but they confirmed that he is an ex-employee of this country club where the shooting happened. They have found no link to the victim. First responders rushed in after gunfire erupted inside the sky. But now
are staging in front of the golf course in the main building.
Investigators say Hunter Nadeau, a former employee at the club, shot and killed Robert DeCesar with a handgun on Saturday evening.
When I watched the news and they said a man was killed, I go, but it can't be my son. So that's what runs through your mind. It can't be. It just can't be.
Evie O'Rourke is the 59-year-old victim's mother.
His wife and daughter would have been next. I mean, that's where he was aiming. And he had already shot 2 people. So what do you do?
The 23-year-old suspect, now facing a second-degree murder charge, was arrested in less than 30 minutes, according to authorities.
Well, events like this you see around the country or the world, to find someone in 30 minutes is pretty effective.
Today, investigators said the quick response from police and patrons saved lives.
This ended up being a fairly contained event. It lasted well under a minute, and it was not nearly as tragic as it could have been.
Police said another victim injured was working at a wedding that was taking place here in the country club when the shooting happened as a host, that person was shot in the face, was airlifted to a hospital in Boston, and is in stable condition. We're waiting to hear back about other people injured. Tony?
Lilia, thank you very much. Back to politics now. 8 months into his second term, President Trump this weekend called for ramped-up investigations into his political foes. CBS's Willie James Inman is at the White House for us with new details on this. Willie James, good evening.
Tony, good evening to you. President Trump is demanding that the Justice Department go after his political rivals following a shakeup in the U.S. Attorney's Office in Eastern Virginia.
This weekend, President Trump is publicly putting pressure on the Department of Justice and Attorney General Pam Bondi. In a post on Truth Social, the president said, "What about Comey, Adam Schiff, Letitia? They're all guilty of hell, but nothing is going to be done," adding justice must be served.
It's an effort to try to silence and intimidate people, but I refuse to be silenced or intimidated.
The president's demand is drawing criticism from both sides of the aisle.
We need to get politics judicial system as much as we can.
In a shakeup within the DOJ, Trump says he will nominate senior White House aide and former personal defense attorney Lindsey Halligan as the top prosecutor for the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Virginia. Eric Siebert, who was serving in the role, was pushed out Friday after failing to move forward with a mortgage fraud case against New York Attorney General Letitia James.
It looks like she's very guilty, but that's going to be up to the DOJ.
Also this weekend, new pushback on the use of masks by federal agents.
We're not North Korea, Mr. President. We're not the Soviet Union. This is the United States of America.
California Governor Gavin Newsom on Saturday signed a bill into law banning most local and federal law enforcement officers from wearing masks while on duty.
ICE unmasked.
The California law goes into effect on January 1st, but the House is expected to fight move in court. And Tony, the Washington Post reports the Trump administration plans to make an announcement Monday about a purported link between Tylenol and autism risk. Tony?
We're watching that. Willie James, thank you very much. Today, Britain Palestine as a state, a unilateral move that has long been opposed by the U.S. and Israel. More countries are expected to do quite the same this week as world leaders gather in New York for the UN General Assembly. CBS's Seth Doan has more now from Tel Aviv.
It's an exodus with nearly nowhere to go. More than 400,000 people have fled Gaza City, vehicles piled high with belongings. Leaflets offer the warning to move, but provide no earthly options. Transport can cost thousands. In its effort to destroy any refuge for Hamas, Israel has been leveling buildings. Its airstrikes are leaving kids dazed too. This is injustice, this woman said. We are tired. Every day there is death. This war has killed more than 65,000 people in Gaza, half of them women and children, according to health authorities in Gaza. And a United Nations commission said Israel committing genocide. But Prime Minister remains undeterred in his support for this war, which Israel launched in response to the brutal terrorist massacre by Hamas on October 7th, 2023, when nearly 1,200 people were killed and Hamas took 251 people hostage. The full extent of the suffering in Gaza is not something most Israelis see in the news here. Yet, according to several recent polls, the majority of Israelis want the war to end and want the hostages returned home. As pressures mount from the outside, there are also protests coming within. So many